Shalom, I'm Marquita, and today I'll be reading from Deuteronomy chapters 30 and 31 in the Tree of Life version. Now, when all these things come upon you, the blessing and the curse that I have set before you, and you take them to heart in all the nations where Adonai, your God, has banished you, and you return to Adonai, your God, and listen to his voice according to all that I am commanding you today, you and your children, with all your heart and with all your soul. Then Adonai your God will bring you back from captivity and have compassion on you, and he will return and gather you from all the peoples where Adonai your God has scattered you. Even if you're outcast or at the ends of the heavens, from there Adonai your God will gather you, and from there he will bring you. Adonai your God will bring you into the land that your fathers possessed, and you will possess it, and he will do you good and multiply you more than your fathers. Also, Adonai your God will circumcise your heart and the heart of your descendants, to love Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul, in order that you may live. Adonai your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecuted you. Then you will return and listen to the voice of Adonai and do all his mitzvot that I am commanding you today. Adonai your God will make you prosper in all the work of your hand, and the fruit of your womb, and the offspring of your livestock, and the produce of your soil, for good. For Adonai will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers. When you listen to the voice of Adonai your God to keep his mitzvot and his statutes that are written in the scroll of the Torah, when you turn to Adonai your God with all your heart and with all your soul. For this mitzvah that I am commanding you today is not too difficult for you, nor is it far off. It is not in the heavens, that you should say, who will go up for us to the heavens and get it for us, and have us hear it, so we may do it. Nor is it across the sea, that you should say, who will cross over for us to the other side of the sea, and get it for us, and have us hear it, so we may do it. No, the word is very near to you, in your mouth and in your heart, to do it. See, I have set before you today life and good, and death and evil. What I am commanding you today is to love Adonai your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his mitzvot, statutes, and ordinances. Then you will live and multiply, and Adonai your God will bless you in the land you are going in to possess. But if your heart turns away, and you do not listen, but are drawn away, and bow down to other gods and worship them, I tell you today that you will certainly perish. You will not prolong your days on the land where you are about to cross over the Jordan to go in to possess. I call the heavens and the earth to witness about you today, that I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore, choose life, so that you and your descendants may live, by loving Adonai your God, listening to his voice, and clinging to him. For he is your life and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land that Adonai swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. Then Moses went and spoke these words to all Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old today. I am no longer able to go out and come in. Adonai has said to me, you are not to cross over this Jordan. Adonai your God, he will cross over before you. He will destroy these nations from before you, and you will dispossess them. Joshua will cross over before you, just as Adonai has promised. Adonai will do to them just as he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, and to their land, when he destroyed them. Adonai will give them over to you, and you are to do to them according to all the misvote that I commanded you. Hazak, be courageous. Do not be afraid or tremble before them. For Adonai your God, he is the one who goes with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel, Be strong, be courageous, for you are to go with this people into the land Adonai has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you are to enable them to inherit it. Adonai, he is the one who goes before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you or abandon you. Do not fear or be discouraged. Moses wrote down this Torah and gave it to the Kohanim, the sons of Levi, who carry the ark of the covenant of Adonai, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them, saying, At the end of every 7 years, in the set time of the year of canceling debts during the feast of Sukkot, when all Israel comes to appear before Adonai your God in the place he chooses, you are to read this Torah before them in their hearing. Gather the people, the men and women and little ones, and outsider within your town gates, so they may hear, and so they may learn, and they will fear Adonai your God, and take care to do all the words of this Torah. So their children who have not known will hear and learn to fear Adonai your God all the days you live on the land you are about to cross over the Jordan to possess. Then Adonai said to Moses, Behold, your time to die is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tent of meeting, and I will commission him. Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. Adonai appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of cloud stood over the opening of the tent. Adonai said to Moses, Behold, you are about to lie down with your fathers. Then this people will rise up and prostitute themselves with the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will abandon me and break my covenant that I cut with them. Then my anger will flare against them on that day, and I will abandon them and hide my face from them, so they will be devoured, and many evils and troubles will come on them. They will say on that day, Isn't it because our God is not among us that these evils have come on us? I will surely hide my face on that day because of all the evil they have done, for they have turned to other gods. Now write this song for yourselves and teach it to Bnei Israel. Put it in their mouth, so that this song may be a witness for me against Bnei Israel. For when I bring them to the land flowing with milk and honey that I swore to their fathers, and they eat and are satisfied and grow fat, then they will turn to other gods and serve them, and they will spurn me and break my covenant. Now when many evils and troubles have come on them, this song will confront them as a witness, for it will not be forgotten from the mouth of their descendants. For I know the intention they are devising this day, even before I bring them into the land that I swore. That day Moses wrote this song and taught it to Bnei Israel. Then he commissioned Joshua, son of Nun, and said, Hazak, be courageous, for you will bring Bnei Israel into the land I swore to them, and I will be with you. Now when Moses had finished writing the words of this Torah on a scroll, right to the end, Moses commanded the Levites, carriers of the ark of the covenant of Adonai, saying, Take this scroll of the Torah and place it beside the ark of the covenant of Adonai your God. It will remain there as a witness against you, for I know your rebellion and your stiff neck. Indeed, while I am still alive with you today, you have been rebellious against Adonai. How much more, then, after my death? Gather to me all the elders of your tribes and your officials, so that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will certainly act corruptly and turn aside from the way I have commanded you. So evil will fall upon you in the latter days, because you will do what is evil in the sight of Adonai, provoking him to anger by the work of your hands. Moses spoke in the hearing of the whole community of Israel the words of this song right to the end.